All right, so we are about to see Kahmia, and she's going to be talking about her deep news session that she has completed. Now, she did this remote viewing without knowing the target completely, as we do with all Farsight targets. It's done totally blind. So when she describes what the target is, she is not going to know anything. But you are going to know, because I'm going to tell you right now what the target actually is. So the target that she's going to be describing, and while she's describing it, she's not going to know anything. The target she's going to be describing is, we're interested in the Hamas attack on Israel, and what she's going to be going after is the head of the Supreme National Security Council of Iran, Ali Akbar Ahmadian. And he is the head of security. He came out of the Navy. He's an admiral, but now he's head of security in Iran. And we're interested in whether he knew stuff before the event, and then what happens after the event. Did he get involved in any way? And then that's subject A. Now, subject B is the Iranian president, Ebrahim Raisi. And we're interested if the Iranian president knew anything about the attack in advance. And then after the attack happened, what happened to him then? Did he get involved with it, or did he become interested in it? What kind of thing happened there? So again, subject A is Ali Akbar Ahmadian. He's head of security in Iran. And subject B is President Ebrahim Raisi, and he is he's president of Iran. And subject E is the actual event. So initially we're going to these guys before the event, but then we touch base with how they feel about the thing after the event, and that's going to be referenced as event E. And concern 1, that you'll hear her talk about a bit, is the upcoming Hamas attack on Israel. All right, that's before it actually happens. All right, that's what she's going to be talking about. And remember, when she talks about it, she doesn't know what I just told you. And then after she describes what she got, we will tell her in the target reveal what the target was actually. And so then you will see her reaction to the data that she actually got. Here we go. All right, we are going to hear your session, Kahmia, on deep news. So why don't we actually just go straight to it? And I have a copy of your paper session here. So why don't you just basically start? I guess I'm looking at your first flash sketch, sort of the basic gestalts of the essence. So why don't you just start with that?
Okay, so first thing I'm picking up is a lot of explosions and a non-surface structure. Like on the base surface.
Okay. Then you go to the center of the target at target time, and according to the paper session, then you focused on subject A. So what did you have about subject A?
So subject A is a male subject. He feels distant from the base surface. He has like very, very short or low cut hair, because he has a little bit of hair on the top of his head. He's inside of a structure, and there are other subjects surrounding him. This subject is fully clothed, and it seems like they're wearing some sort of formal attire, like a suit of some sort. This subject also feels like they're in anticipation, so they're anticipating something's about to happen, and they're wearing dark colors.
Also on your sketch here, you have a sketch here that has him with facial hair.
Yes, this subject has facial hair like right here, and thick brows.
Okay, that's interesting. So then you go into a deep mind probe of this subject. And what do you have there?
So the subject deep mind probes, I found that they're thinking about other subjects. They're thinking about a group of subjects in particular, and then they're thinking about an event that includes those subjects. It seems like he's thinking about something that he knows is about to happen, and he's kind of like nervous, looking forward to it, like trying to get it done.
Interesting. Okay. Now, you then continue with the deep mind probe with subject A, and you focus on concern 1.
Yes. Subject A is aware of concern one, and it feels like he is a part of the event described on the previous page.
Okay, and then how was his involvement? You described that.
He feels like he's very involved, but not the mastermind. He does play a big role and a big part in it.
I see. So he's not the mastermind, but he's playing a role. Okay, let's go to the next page. You have Subject A's deep mind probe continued, and his thoughts about concern one. What do you have there?
So on this page, I have that Subject A's thoughts and feelings about concern one is that he feels on the fence. He feels like sad, or guilty, but he really just wants to get it handled. It almost feels like a necessary evil, and he's going to solve the concern regardless of his personal feelings.
Interesting. Okay, so you have here something about his goal. What's the goal that you have?
The goal that this subject has, I wrote down that this subject's goal is to remove subjects from some place in their ideas. So he's trying to get rid of a group of subjects, and I wrote down eradication. So it definitely feels like he's trying to get rid of not just the subjects physically, but their ideals, any type of memorial that they could have left behind.
Wow, that's pretty amazing stuff. Okay, then you shift over to Subject B. And what did you pick up about Subject B?
So Subject B feels very passionate and driven. And this subject is on the base surface inside of a structure. I wrote that this subject also looks like they have, like their head is completely covered, the top of their head is completely covered. I wrote down it was some sort of headgear or something, and I see dark colors. This subject also has glasses that I drew on and a beard as well.
Okay, so he has facial hair. Okay. When you then went into a deep mind probe for this Subject B, what did you get there?
When I deep mind probe Subject B, they feel very strong-willed and determined. He feels like he leads others, and he has a very serious demeanor.
What about his concern one? You mentioned something about his awareness of concern one?
Yes, this subject in particular doesn't feel like he's aware of concern one, and nowhere near like Subject A is.
Interesting. So Subject B seems a little out of the loop.
Yes.
Okay, on the next page you continue with Subject B's deep mind probe, his feelings and thoughts about concern one.
So Subject B's feelings and thoughts about concern one is that he is angry, and he does not seem to understand why this concern one thing is happening. He doesn't really understand. He's a little hurt about what's going on too. So you can tell that, or I can tell that he feels very emotionally invested in this. But Subject B generally feels more outside of the loop than Subject A was.
I see. What's Subject B's goal? You have that.
So Subject B feels like he's kind of infiltrating in a sense that he's like the eyes on the inside, and he's more hands-on and physically handling things. This feels like the same group that Subject A was talking about. So this Subject B is closer to the group of subjects that Subject A is thinking about.
Wow, okay. And your last page continues at the deep mind probe of Subject B. What do you get there?
So here I'm looking at how active Subject B becomes with Event E, and it seems like the Subject B gets very involved, and he becomes like the muscles of the idea. So he's definitely involved and in charge of handling the situation.
I see. So this is after Event E actually starts. What else did you get?
He also seems like he's involved in the activity of looking for subjects. And it does feel like, like I said, he's very emotionally invested, but you can tell, or I can tell, that he's disconnecting himself from his feelings because they're not benefiting him in the moment. This subject also feels like he is a follower of something, but he also feels like he leads other followers.
Okay. That's interesting. That's the last page of your session. Okay, are you ready for the target reveal?
I am.
Okay, if you click on your browser and the tab to the far left, you'll see the first subject A. Do you see that?
Yeah, I do.
He is Ali Akbar Ahmadian. Now, he's the head of the Supreme National Security Council for Iran. So he's head of security for all of Iran. So if if anybody in Iran knows about anything, he's going to be him. He's head of security. Now, subject B, that's different. So you can click on the next tab, and that is the Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi. So subject B is the president. So subject A is the head of security, we'd consider it in the United States like head of the CIA or something like that. But subject B is like the president of the country. He's a political person. So from your data, it seems like the president he was a bit out of the loop. That wasn't similar to subject A. Anyway, do you have any feelings or thoughts about this now that you know what the target is?
I think that it's always cool to see like the visuals that I've drawn, because I drew that guy, okay? The glasses, the headpiece, everything, the beard, all of it. But it doesn't really surprise me that the president isn't involved with like security matters, because I feel like presidents help maintain face. So you want to keep him out of the loop, just so there's plausible deniability, in my opinion. But
yeah, now event E is the first day of the Hamas attack on Israel. So the interesting thing about that is when you were going into the head of Ali Akbar Ahmadian and President Ebrahim Raisi initially, that was before the event. So it looks like head of security knew something about the event, although was not the mastermind. And looks like from your data, the political side of things, Ebrahim Raisi, he seemed out of the loop. But after the event, you seem to suggest that President Ebrahim Raisi got into the swing.
Started doing his job.
He's doing his job. I like what you wrote down in your paper session. The last thing feels like he's a follower of something, but also he's leading others. That seems classic political. The politicians, they lead their followers by finding out where they're by following the followers. Show me where the masses are going, so I may lead them. Yeah, interesting. Fascinating session and really accurate with regard to physical descriptions of the guys, and very plausible with regard to the deep mind probe stuff. Any final thoughts?
No.
Okay.
No, same. No.
Well, another session really well done. So thank you very much, Kahmia.
Thank you.